Okay guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this NZUSD trade using HRC. The trade is over 8.5 risk to reward. So let's go to my futures chart so I can show you guys, because like many of you know already, futures chart is the true pricing of the market. Let's go down to the futures chart of NZD, and that is 6N1. So this is what we have on the futures chart. So basically, what are we seeing here? A lot of you already know that I love checking price action like it's a story, because that's actually what it is. It's telling a story. That's part of the reason why you will find that out is part of how you find that out is that TradingView does not allow you to access some kind of old data, because they know it is valuable, because the chart is in a way telling story. But that aside, Um, so let's start from here. Price took out this place, and you know, price took out this place. Is that a true break of structure, or um just a rate that will cause price to reverse? So how we know that is we check the participants above the both of the eyes. So this eye was carrying W plus, D plus, S plus, and this one that took it out was carrying W plus, D plus, S plus. That means they both had buyers. They get buyers as participants. So that basically means that that's a true breaking structure. This low will be kept is safe. Um, so and then price retraced. Anything that will happen here is just retracement. Price retraced, came back to this point, and then but I don't want to really focus much on this moves here, because I think I did that in my last video. So what I want to focus on is this sell. How was I able to call this sell? In fact, I knew I was going to sell from this exact point, but I sold here. I sold at this point here. How was I able to do that? So let's check. Price went up, took out this high. So one of the things we want to do is to check, because this was Monday. This is the beginning of a new week. So we check if that's a true break of structure, or it's just a kind of sweep that will cause price to reverse entirely. So that is if it's a true break of structure or it's an exhaustion absorption. That's how we call it. So if we check the participant above this particular high, we have W plus, D plus, S plus, and what came to take it out this new week was W minus, based on my coordinates, was W minus, D minus, S minus. That's a true, that's exhaustion assertion. That is sellers, because minus means sellers, plus means buyers. Sellers absorbed buyers, and that means price is going to reverse. By price is going to reverse, what that basically means is that price is just going to go back to the point of origin of those two highs. Do you get? Those two highs started from this place here. So price is going to basically come back to take that low out. That is what that means. Um, that's what that means. So we're expecting price to take out this low. But first of all, this low, and then secondly, this low. So, but exertion option is not alone, is not enough to take a sell. We have to wait for price to basically. Now let me say something before I continue. The reason why we are taking a trade here at all is because we already have a target. Now, this is not any other kind of concept where you just take a trade and then you are guessing where to exit. No, we are taking the trade because we already have a target. It is our target that is making us take any trade. Do you get? So we have this target. So where do we start targeting this target? Where do we shoot for this low? Where do we sell to take this low? That's what we want to check now. So when you have eyes that took each other out, and you check the highest volume OR. The highest volume OR here, because there are two different weeks but the same month. This is all June, but these are two different weeks. You can see this, my line here means a new week. This thick one here means a new week. So this I was carrying W plus, this one W minus. and then the daily and the sessional two were diverging. So that was full diversion. So that the highest volume out there was weekly. So we are going to go to weekly time frame to go look for a weekly zone that's able to send price down to this low. So let's go to weekly time frame. Let's go to weekly time frame. I intentionally took off all the I intentionally took off all the this is weekly time frame, all the annotations. So I think this is the low that we are targeting, the low of this former week, this low here. But where do we sell from actually? Um, a lot of you don't know how to pick zones, and there are a lot of kinds of zones. Like there are different kinds of zones. So let me just open this so that you guys will see. We have this vacuum gap here. That's in a way that's a zone. That's a vacuum gap there. That's because that's a breakaway gap. I still call it vacuum gap, but that's a breakaway gap. And then um let me take this off. So that's a breakaway gap. This gap here, this rectangle here, that's a breakaway gap. And then aside from that, if you check the O this whole gap here, you can see that price bought from it here and they took it out here. When price gets here, there, price should sell. Price should sell. And then we have this vacuum gap inside that whole range. So basically, that's a very good spot to check for sales. So if you go to daily to kind of like refine that, you find out that there was this daily rejection block inside that vacuum gap. So you can use that rejection block, the that is the open of this red candle to the high of the vacuum gap as your entry and exit and stop loss. So that's basically what you are looking for there, and it just you can see it's entered just that daily rejection block inside this, and also you can see it also tapped this is funny, man. You can see it also tapped the weekly vacuum gap. That was exactly what it went for, and then it started selling from there. The moment I saw that rejection from that place, let's go to 1 hour. The moment I saw this rejection, this weak rejection, I knew that okay, that place is able to sponsor price to that low there. So was that what I did was that what I did was that I just took my entry from here. A lot of you don't know that's an entry. There's a lot that a lot of people need to learn. Okay, so I just took my entry from there and then I put my stop loss a little bit above that high, targeting what? Targeting this low there. So on futures chart, it's around 6R, 5.5 thereabout, but on CFD, it's around 8 point something R. So basically, what I'm checking is going to be future. Okay, sorry, that's not all. This is it. Yeah, it was around 6 point something R here. So what I'm checking is futures, though if futures takes this place out, I'm not waiting for CFD to take it out. So that's just it for now, guys. And that was a very, very nice trade. One of the things that you notice about this trade is it's about my strategy. One of the things that you notice about my strategy is that with it, you can easily know the directional bias of the market without even guessing too much. You're not guessing, just know where it's going. And it's because of where it's going that we're even taking the trade in the first place. So that aside, another thing is that you could see that I was taking my zones based on some things that some of you already know. So that means that you can even, this concept can work with any other concept if you can learn it. So I have a public Telegram channel. If you guys are interested, I'm going to attach a link to this video so that you guys can join. And there, I even called this trade on the Telegram channel. I said today that NZD was going to be selling and Euro USD2, it was going to be selling hard. Euro USD2, I caught a trade there, but this video is just for NZD USD. So that's just it, guys. Have a nice wick.